You're very welcome back to the show. Now, my next guest takes the saying, always the bridesmaid and never the bride, to a whole other level with more than 200 weddings under her belt. She has no problem being part of the bride squad again and again. She is the world's only professional bridesmaid, and as the name suggests, brides pay her to do everything a maid of honour would normally do and more. Kerstyn, Walsh, she joins me now from Down Under to tell me all about it. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Hello from Down Under.
Oh my God, this is such a cunning plan. How did you come up with it in the first place?
Oh, look, totally by accident. I have been emceeing weddings for a really long time, managing the microphone at the reception. And then for one of my friends, we had such a great day, but so many things were going wrong and so many things needed organising. And it wasn't until the next day I was sitting down with my mum and we were like, there's somebody missing between the bride and the groom, the couple, and all of their suppliers. And we came up with the term hire-a-bridesmaid.
So you actually dress up like the other bridesmaids, everything like that. You're part of the wedding party, but you, on a more official role, you're there to smooth things over with everybody.
Yes, so we're at the essence of it, we're wedding planners and wedding day coordinators, but we are also asked to be the bridesmaid on the day and wear the dress. And, we fill in the numbers. For example, there might be more boys on one side and they want to fill up the girls on the other side. And we just do all those hard, dirty jobs that nobody wants to do on the wedding day.
That sounds like a great plan. Now, what do you do? When you're not always asked to be the actual bridesmaid, I know, because you do a number of other things. But when you are the bridesmaid, bring me through your day. What do you do for the bride?
So it usually starts before the wedding. So we might be going to wedding dress fittings with them or helping them go shopping for the shoes. And then on the day itself, we're getting up nice and early, doing our hair and makeup with the bride and with the other bridesmaids. We might run around and do those last minute tasks like setting tables or maybe lighting candles and things. But otherwise, we're literally by the bride's side from the morning until when she says her I do's, all the way through to the end of the night when we shove them in a taxi and send them on their way home.
Yeah. And does everybody know that you are for hire? Is it well known, or do you kind of sneak in and pretend to be just one of the gals?
It really depends on what the client wants. We're asked to slide in, and I say we because it's more than just me now. It's hard to be a secret anymore. But yeah, so we slide in, we pretend that we've known them for however long they've asked us to, but we try not to make up too much of a crazy backstory, just in case we get any funny questions that we can't answer.
Yeah, that sounds like a very good plan to me. Now, on the day, what advice would you give to any bride for their actual wedding day? What are the do's and don'ts?
Well, be present is my number one advice to anybody getting married. It really does go so fast. And having seen it over 200 times now, you blink and the day's done. So be present. Don't be on your phone your whole day. Remember that the only thing that really matters is that you're marrying the love of your life. You don't have to stress about the little minor details, but something will go wrong. It's just good to have a plan B and have somebody there who can take care of it for you.
Have you encountered many bridezillas, or do you even like that term?
I absolutely detest that term because I don't think it's human nature for anybody to have to organise a day that's all about them, all about their relationship, and spend so much money. It never surprises me that somebody loses their mind throughout the process because it's really stressful.
Yeah. So when you talk to a bride, how do you kind of calm them down? And indeed a groom as well, because they can be worse sometimes.
Yeah, God loves them. A lot of the time, and this is very general, but a lot of the time the guys actually don't know what's going on until the day. So there's always a moment of, hold on, where am I supposed to be standing? It's like, it's 5 minutes to you getting married. But yeah, I mean, it's just about breathing, really. Take a deep breath, take a moment, here's some water. And, it's their day. If they want to hold things off for 5 minutes while they compose themselves, that's fine too.
Yeah. And how many weddings do you actually attend on a weekly or a monthly basis? I mean, are you not sick of them by now?
No, never. It's the best job on earth. We tend to do 40 to 50 weddings a year. We've just had our busiest April ever. We did 16 weddings in April, which is nuts. But no, I could never be sick of it. It's the best job ever.
Yeah, and things in Australia, you're pretty open compared to here. We're still in lockdown. But since you've emerged from the lockdown over there, are weddings tending to be smaller now? Are people getting more intimate, or do they want the lavish parties back?
I'd say it's more of a 50-50. We used to see, really big events being about 90% of the weddings. But I think COVID has brought us all back to what really is most important about the wedding. And is it having that big party, or is it marrying the love of your life? And if you can only do that with a group of 10 people, well, you can only do it with a group of 10 people.
Yeah. Have you ever been at a wedding and you've gone, this ain't going to work? These two aren't matched. I can see this divorcing soon. Do you have a kind of a radar now, a kind of a Cupid radar when it comes to this sort of stuff?
No, I've never really thought that. I mean, I'm part of an intimate moment, so couples are going to bicker or have little arguments in front of me, but I've never ever thought they're not going to make it.
You're such a romantic. I'm such a cynic. There's the difference. But between all of this, and do you have an idea of your own wedding and what you want now?
I didn't for a really long time, and I think that's what makes me good at my job, is that I'm not at the wedding going, oh my God, I would never do that, or oh gosh, that's not for me, or oh, I really like that. For me, I've always been open to any ideas, but I recently met the love of my life, and since then I've certainly pictured our wedding.
Oh.
I hope he realises that.
Well, he does now. Because am I right in thinking he's Irish?
He's from Northern Ireland.
Northern Ireland. So yeah, so you might be planning a lovely castle wedding in Ireland then, and you can come here.
And you'll have to dream.
Hire your bridesmaid on this neck of the woods to help you out for your day.
Yeah, I'll reach out to you when it's time, if that's okay.
No, it's not okay, actually, because I have been a bridesmaid 4 times already. I'm really sick of being a bridesmaid. There's another one in the pipeline. We're in negotiations at the moment because I don't think people realise how tough the job actually is. It's not just about throwing on a dress. It's really stressful. Like weddings, most of the weddings I've been at, I've been part of the wedding party. I've only been at 1 or 2 when I can sit down and enjoy it, because it can be a lovely day. But if you're a bridesmaid and if you're a sister or a friend of the bride, it can be tense. My God, forgive me. My poor sister. I was her bridesmaid. I was doing her I was doing her makeup the day of her wedding, and she was getting all fluffy, and I was so late for the photographer because I was doing everybody's makeup, and I was standing in a bath with like hair remover on my legs, and she was like, "For God's sake, Elaine, would you ever hurry up?" And I said, "Shut up! It's not all about you." Of course, it was all about her. It was her wedding, but it just can be so stressful. So if we had a you to take that stress out of the day, it would have been amazing. Do you think people realise that being a bridesmaid can be a bit of a chore?
Well, I think just as you've put it, you've done it before, so you know. But I think for a lot of people who may have never been a bridesmaid before, they don't realise how much is actually involved until it starts coming around. You've got the bridal shower or the kitchen tea. You've got the hens party beforehand. You've got to be thrown into a dress that you may or may not like. And then, as you said, you might even do the makeup or the hair on the wedding day. And the list just goes on and on and on. And you're right, you don't get to sit down and have a nice hot meal because you're taking photos, or you don't get to really finish that champagne, although some bridesmaids make that a priority. Not me. But yeah, it's an actual job. It's one that we do happily.
Yeah, I think the next wedding I go to, I just want to be sitting down having a bit of crack, because that's what they should be about, really. Do you think sometimes, though, when it comes to the actual day, that brides get a little bit too caught up on wanting everything to be perfect? I mean, what's the one thing you think a bride should be mindful of when it comes to the practicalities of the day? Because so many things can go wrong.
So many things can go wrong. And I say this to all of my clients, that something actually does go wrong at every single wedding. But it's important to realize that unless it's like, the world is ending, it doesn't actually matter, because you're still going to be marrying the person that you've turned up to marry. The flowers might be the wrong color, and I have seen that before. But at the end of the day, does it really matter? It's usually a no. Really?
Do you think on the actual day people just tend to go, right, it's over with now, it's fine?
After a bit of coercion, a polite coercion, yes, they do.
What did you used to do before you were a professional bridesmaid, by the way?
I was a real estate agent. I sold houses.
No way. That's a bit of a high-pressure job.
Right?
I know. So, yeah, I suppose in one way you're used to calming people's nerves. So if people want to hire you, I mean, you've done weddings all over the world now. How do they find you? Would you come to Ireland even?
Yes, of course. I'd love to come to Ireland. Somebody please hire me. I'm going to give us an excuse to get back there when we can. You can go to our website, which is hire-a-bridesmaid.com.au, or find us on Instagram at Hire-a-Bridesmaid.
Well, I have to say, it's an absolute delight talking to you today. A great education. And now I think I might be in trouble for saying I don't want to be a bridesmaid again, actually. But anyway, like your fella knows you want to get married now in Ireland, so we're all in trouble.
He does.
Thank you so much for joining us today from Down Under. I appreciate it. Now we'll take a quick break. But when we come back, it's showbiz time, and our entertainment reporter, David, will be filling us in on all the things in celebrity land. See you for that in 3.